be elaborate.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
Oh my God.
All right, I'll be talking about the Crimean War today. This war was a very similar war to the Civil War. It was about 20 years beforehand in Europe. It's known for the Charge of the Light Brigade, which was a suicide run by a cavalry unit that got completely mowed down. And Florence Nightingale is one of the most famous people from this war. During this, I'll be informing you exactly what happened and the effects that this war had on the world, which revolutionized medicine. My primary sources were Florence Nightingale, statistics, and a Crimean War by MacDonald Lynn, and the Crimean War in the Far East by Stephen John. And I had other websites that were not journals for reference, so that way I could learn some general knowledge. And then my major points are who and why, like who was in the war and why they were in the war, the technology at the time, and the changes because of the war. So to start, the war was from 1853 to 1856. The Ottoman Empire was the target during this war by Russia. The Ottoman Empire was at a decline during this war, and Russia wanted the peninsula of Crimea at the Black Sea because it was an amazing trading post for that area. And so the main people during this war, on one side you had the Ottoman Empire, Britain, and France. The other side you had the Russian Empire. Russia wanted to expand into the declining Ottoman Empire. They wanted to claim Crimea as a trading post because it was a very large trading post in the Black Sea. It was the primary place to be. And they wanted to control the Holy Lands of Jerusalem by taking over the Ottoman Empire and claiming Orthodox Christianity as the primary religion of the land. The reason the Ottomans fought was in self-defense. It started in 1853 with them. Britain joined because they wanted to stop the spread of the Russians. They joined in 1854 and were backing the Ottoman Empire the entire time. And France joined because they wanted to stop the spread of Russia as well and wanted to claim Catholic Church as the dominant church of the Holy Lands. This is the peninsula of Crimea right here. It's right in the middle of the Black Sea, a major trading post, warmer weather. The Russians wanted this because their waterways froze in the winter and they wouldn't have supplies during that time. So this would increase the entire Russian Empire. So the new technology that was used during this war was the steam-powered warship, which improved maneuverability and was like the dominant weapon in the sea. It completely overpowered everything. Rifled muskets were new. They spun the bullet when it was coming out of the barrel, and this made the guns shoot further and more accurately. And then they had the telegraph, which improved the recording of history and allowed for better knowledge of the effects of war back home. This made the military command over war far easier and let the generals know what was going on when so that they could command their units. Florence Nightingale is a very famous figure at this time. She recorded the death rates and improved nursing exponentially. She caused, during the first winter, the British troops were dying at 23%. 23% of the troops during that first winter died. The second winter, she had improved nursing so much that only 2.5% died. And that was because everyone was dying from disease and wounds, not from actual gunfights. Compared to today, the Vietnam War had 2.3% death rate. Concluding the war, the Russians lost nearly 500,000 men. That's just a rough estimate. All of the land that was gained was given back, and the Treaty of Paris was created, which caused the independence of the Ottoman Empire so that it would be left alone. Russia lost a portion of their land, and the Black Sea was completely demilitarized and open for trade for everyone. Everyone signed this and agreed that it would be demilitarized and was open for trading so that this would not be an issue. In conclusion, this was one of the last wars with this kind of cruelty. The survival rate increased very quickly, and the Russians lost far too many soldiers, and Florence Nightingale created the prestigious job of nursing, which had been frowned on before. Because of her, war was much more humane, and where would we be today without her revolutionizing modern medicine?
Good.